Hey, and welcome to the Coming Strength and Fitness Fitcast. I'm Jill, coach and owner of CSNF, and I'm here along with my team to take your fitness experience to a new level. In each episode, we'll bring you helpful conversations with our coaches, members, and guests to provide additional value to your gym experience and understanding to our mission at CSNF to change lives through fitness. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to the CSNF Fitcast, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. It's your host, Coach Alex Cottingham. Such a European name, yes. Such a British name. You know, fun fact, Jill, I've never met another Cottingham that I've not been related to.
Huh.
I've never met another Cottingham in the wild.
That's a cool fact.
That's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
We got Jill here.
Hey, guys.
Jill, I was Googling some fun random icebreaker questions. This is so random. I don't know why, but we're just going to go with it. What is in the trunk of your car right now?
Okay, so 2 humongous bags of clothes to donate.
Oh.
A Christmas sweater that I didn't take out from the Christmas party. I see it every time I open my trunk. And I think to myself, take that out, and I don't.
Jill, for the audience, what month is this right now?
This is currently August, so I'm just going to leave it in there because Christmas is right around the corner.
You're closer to Christmas than the previous Christmas.
And then I also have in there my ankle weights that I used when I was going through my rehab after surgery.
Aww.
They're in there. I had planned to use them, and they're just sitting in there.
They're just collecting dust in there.
That's what I can recall right now. That's on the top.
That's hilarious. I actually just cleaned my trunk out, not for the intent of this podcast.
Oh, for sure.
But I literally just have my my gym bag in there. But it used to be filled.
Well, wait a second. What was in there when you cleaned it out?
A camping chair, an umbrella, my workout bag, my weighted vest, old gym clothes that I sweated in and just threw in my trunk that I forgot. Another bag of clothes that we needed to donate to Goodwill that made its way into Hannah's trunk, and some photography stuff I think that Hannah had to get out. But all the knickknacks, all the fun stuff. Jill, what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about stimulus, scaling, and modifying within the context of workouts at the gym.
Okay, say those 3 words really quick again. Stimulus.
Scaling. And modifying. So we use a lot of gym vernacular lingo. We kind of speak our own language here, which is okay if you understand it. Uh-huh.
So we just wanted to put clarity around some of those because it really can help or hinder your progress and success at the gym.
Absolutely.
If you absolutely know what to do or what to do when something comes up, let's say an injury or something like that. So, Jill, let's kick this off and let's use a personal example because we were just talking right before we started this about how you very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very briefly, quickly, minor, like I had a minor sprained ankle when you were walking down the hill.
Gosh, it was the dumbest situation, but I was walking down a hill and I rolled my ankle 2 days ago.
How did you roll it?
I just tripped down a step, a very small step, and I was like, really? It hurt. Yeah.
Right. So I think it's a great segue because there's a lot of train of thoughts on whether it's old school, historic, I just got to rest it and I can't move anything, or can we get to the gym? Do we modify? Do we not do anything at all? So what were some of the things running through your mind when that happened, but you still are going to prioritize your physical health? What did you do and how did you execute it here at the gym?
So funny, the first thing that happens is I'm like, crap, I'm not going to be able to do the workout tomorrow as it's written. So I always know I'm going to do something, but it's not going to look like what's on the board.
Okay, let's pause right there. It didn't say, no, don't go to the gym. It
That's
just said,
never
hey,
a thought.
It's got to be something different.
It's going to be different. Yeah.
Interesting. So out of stimulus, modification, scaling, substitutions, what category would that fall under?
So with the ankle, the top of my foot was hurting, and I knew we had running the next day, and I thought that's probably out, so I'll be on a machine.
Okay. So you substituted running.
I modified the movement.
Gotcha. So what, in your mind, is the difference between modification and substitution?
And there is a big difference between scaling and modifying. So modifying is going to be changing the movement as you need it. right? So
Say that
I
again.
couldn't
Changing the movement.
Okay, so it was a 400-meter run. I knew I couldn't do that, so then it's like a 500-meter row instead. I'm not scaling the workout because I'm still getting the intended stimulus out of it. I'm still getting the intent behind the movement. I'm just changing it because of my foot.
So that's modifying.
That's modifying. Scaling would be I can't do the 400-meter run, so I'm going to do a 200-meter run in order to reach the stimulus.
Oh, gotcha.
Scaling is pulling back, doing what your level of fitness allows you to do to still reach the stimulus.
So this actually is a great time to talk about more of the mental and emotional side of that, because I have known people in the past that, and I don't think it's a problem here at the gym as far as just the culture that we have, but if you can't hit the intended like RX or you can't do the 400, you have to do a 200, then you're either less than or superior.
Heck
or you're
no.
not good enough.
No way.
Why is that not
well,
true?
personally, I don't ever feel not good enough because I did a 200 instead of 400. And recently, I had the back surgery 4 months ago. I've been in that category quite a bit.
Yeah.
Reducing the load on a dumbbell, reducing the load, or even modifying
distance,
all of it.
Yeah.
But I completely understand how it might make people feel that way.
Sure.
But I think you just have to keep in mind, everyone is in here doing the best that they can.
Yeah.
And they're worried about their workout. They are not worried about what you
Exactly.
are or are not doing.
Exactly.
For sure.
I remember hearing a quote that it was something along the lines, I'm going to botch it, but it was like, if you realize the amount of time people actually thought about you, you would realize that like it wouldn't be a big deal to you,
Not a big
because
deal.
literally other people think about you way less than what you actually
Yes.
think they do.
Listen, they're suffering. They're not paying attention to what you're doing.
Right.
So.
And I do think that we have probably the best culture here when it comes to cheering, support, encouragement. You do your best version of the workout,
Yes.
and we don't expect everyone to RX or whatever. I
Nope.
mean, that's why we have fitness and performance.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So, scaling and modifying. Really quick recap. Modifying is, hey, let's go back to your twisted ankle. You modified that because you could still walk. It's not like the doctor said you broke an ankle
Right,
and you're
yeah.
on crutches.
Just was sore.
It was a little angry, a little sore, just a little tweaky. So you said, okay, I'm still going to move. It's going to be like I'm still going to work out, but I'm going to do less impact. I'm not going to put as much demand on the ankle because it is a little sore right now. So you did something less impact, like
Yes,
like
I rode.
row or biking.
Or biking.
When do you know to modify outside of an injury? So let's say, okay, I'm totally fine, but I look at a workout, and let's say I'm just stringing together kipping pull-ups, and it says chest bar pull-ups. I don't really know if I can do chest bar pull-ups. How do I know what to do then?
So there's a couple of different things. It really depends on what your long-term goal is, too.
Yeah.
If it's a workout with chest to bar pull-ups and you have a few in the bucket, but you can't do all of them in the workout,
Right.
my suggestion would be start with chest to bar. And then when those fatigue and you start losing the intensity of the workout, then go to the pull-up.
So what I'm kind of drawing from your answer is that it's okay to modify during the workout?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit. So just because you have a plan on let's say it's a 10-minute AMRAP and it includes 10 chest bars.
Don't
and
stand there and look at the rig for 10 minutes.
Right.
Do something. Yeah.
Because I think this is a great segue into the stimulus of the workout.
Yes.
Because the stimulus isn't to stand and wait and just practice your chest bars. You can do that with one-on-one and coach and actually do some technique or drills to get your chest bars. The stimulus of a workout is to execute the intent of the workout.
Yes.
Right?
And every workout has a different intent.
Right.
There are categories of intent, and they're all different. Yeah.
Which I think is the beauty and the learning curve behind the CrossFit methodology and the CrossFit way of working out is because you never get bored. It's always different. So your body's constantly adapting to these different stimuluses, but it does take a little bit of time and education and a little learning curve to figure out what those stimuluses are.
Yes.
I mean,
and that's what the coaches are here for.
exactly. Yeah. And we've been doing this long enough, Jill, that we can look at a workout before even doing it and say, okay, the intent of this is quick and fast,
Fran.
like a lung burner.
Like a Fran.
Exactly. Or this one is going to be long interval, maintain at a current 80% intensity
Murph.
as long as you can. Sure. This one's going to be muscle fatigue, that we really want to have smart sets, stuff like that, where
Grace.
that's where
Yeah.
the coach and their expertise and credentials can kind of help people understand the stimulus.
Yes.
So, Jill, let's do a case study on 3 different workouts and talk about just the stimulus of the 3 so that we can kind of paint the picture more. So let's talk about So in CrossFit, if you don't know or you're just kind of tuned in or listening, CrossFit has benchmark workouts, because what's cool about this methodology is that it's empirical, it's testable, it's observable, it's measurable, that when you have a workout, there's a score at the end, and then if you keep repeating this workout as you progress in your health and fitness journey, you can retest it to see if you've improved or declined, which
Yes.
you have data. So these benchmark workouts, there's a handful of them, but the 3 we're going to look at is Fran, Barbara, and Nancy. What let's start with Fran. Jill, what is Fran? And talk to us about the stimulus of that.
Fran is fun.
Fun, Fran.
21, 15, 9 thrusters and pull-ups. The thrusters are pretty light. And then the pull-ups on the rig. Its intended stimulus is to be very fast. So let's take this in the context of class, okay? If I want you to complete this workout in 8 minutes or less, and you're new to the gym, and a 65-pound thruster is too much to do for 45 reps, in order to continue to reach the stimulus of 8 minutes or less and completing all the reps, we're going to pull that weight down.
Right.
We're going to pull the weight down. So now we have the thruster figured out.
So that you can go faster with a lighter weight, because a heavier weight would limit or hinder that speed, because the stimulus of that workout is fast, is quick.
And if you go too heavy on the thruster, you're not going to get 45 reps in. You might get 25 reps in or 30. And the point is the reps and the stimulus. It is not the weight on the bar.
Which brings up an excellent point, Jill, is why there are time caps in the workout.
Yes.
They're not just, oh, hey, we got to get to the next class, where, we do talk about efficiency and running the class and getting you out on time and respecting your time. But it does have a lot to do with the stimulus of the workout. That if a time limit of 8 minutes is for Fran, that means, hey, we need to go at a speed that we can ideally get it done under 8 minutes. Now, if I've been time capped many times.
Same.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Right now, currently, is the CrossFit Games, which the professionals do in the main stage, and there are many people getting time capped in those workouts.
Yes.
That's okay. So the point is not 100% getting the workout done and under the time cap.
It's reaching the stimulus.
It's reaching the stimulus. But the time cap does play a part to that.
It's there for a purpose.
Exactly. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Fran is quick, fast. Let's move
and
as
then
fast.
pull-ups. Let's go back to our new member for the pull-ups.
Okay.
They don't quite have the capacity to do 45 pull-ups yet. So let's say they can do 10. I'm going to say, okay, Bob, you're going to do 10 that you can get done without, slowing you down too much. And then we're going to go to ring rows to finish out the workout.
Gotcha. So going back to our modification.
Yes.
Conversation.
Still reaching the stimulus.
Gotcha.
We're not scaling.
Right.
We are modifying the workout to reach stimulus.
Gotcha. Jill, what would be an example of scaling Fran then?
So we would say instead of 21, 15, 9, maybe we do 15, 9, 12, or 15, 12, 9.
Gotcha.
We're going to reduce.
Cutting back the reps.
Yes.
The volume of what we're doing.
We're going to reduce the volume.
Gotcha. Okay. So the next one we're going to talk about is a workout called Barbara, which is high body weight, high gymnastics.
Your first workout, right?
It was actually my first workout ever. The workout is 20 pull-ups, 30 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, 50 air squats.
And we actually just did a version of this
5
a week or 2 ago.
Really?
We did. It was Barbara on wheels. So we had every 2-minute interrupter on the bike.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
you were out of town.
Dang. I would have loved to do that one.
Yeah.
But it's 5 times, 20, 30, 40, 50, but you get a 3-minute rest in between each.
Right.
Jill, no barbell, all body weight. Well, gymnastics, you have pull bar. What is the stimulus and intent behind that kind of workout?
Right.
Much different than Fran.
Very different. So Barbara is not a pedal to the metal workout. It is a very high density rep scheme of body weight movement. So when I think of a workout that's long, this is a long workout and a lot of dense rep schemes, I'm thinking this is more of a pacer and muscle fatigue type workout.
When you say dense, what do you mean by dense? What's the
High number, high volume. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like a set of 50 push-ups is different than a set of 10 or 12.
Gotcha.
Right? It's a dense set.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And also, Barbara has an interval component because you're doing it 5 times and you rest.
Yes.
Because interval is work to rest ratio. Like you're on and then you're off. So there's also a pacing strategy in you don't want to see a major decline in performance either. You want to try to maintain the best you can, give or take a variation of however many reps, but you don't want to have a time of a minute 40 here, and then all of a sudden 6 minutes the next one.
Yeah,
you
want to kind of stay consistent across the board. You will see a little fatigue, but yes.
So let's say someone looks at this workout, they're like, it will take me 45 minutes to do 20 pull-ups.
Yeah.
But I feel pretty good on the rest of the movements. What would you tell that person?
Right. I would first want to know why. Like, is that because you don't, feel comfortable doing pull-ups because you can't do them, or, what is the why behind that? Because if they can do a few, I'd say, again, start with what you can do and then modify to ring rows. If you can't do the 20 pull-ups and it's going to take 45 minutes, then why don't we just do ring rows to start?
Yeah.
No point in, spending all
Right.
of your time staring at the rig. Yeah.
So when we talk about the CrossFit methodology, which we'll kind of wrap up with, as far as we do short workouts, long workouts, dense sets, quick sets, light, heavy, all these different things, that Barbara has a lot of reps to them, right? I mean, 20 plus 30 is 50 plus 50. That's 140 each round times 5. Like, you're doing 500,
Lots.
600, 700 reps of
reps.
movements. We just talked about Fran, which is 45 of each, so 90 total reps. You're doing more in one round in Barbara than you are totally with Fran.
Totally different workout.
But the stimulus is completely different.
Yes.
And I forgot my last point.
Well, I was going to say, if you approach Fran the way you approached Barbara,
Right.
you'd be in trouble. You
Right.
would get through maybe the 21s.
That's a great point.
And then if you approach Barbara the way you do Fran, also in trouble, because you would just come out like a rocket on that first set and then just absolutely go downhill from there.
That was literally what I was going to say.
There we go.
Exactly. Thanks for finishing my thought,
Hey, you're
Jill.
welcome.
So lastly is Nancy. And the reason we picked this is a different stimulus, but also a high complex barbell movement. So, Jill, paint the picture on what Nancy is, what the stimulus with Nancy is.
Yep. So Nancy is 5 rounds of overhead squats and running, and I think it's 15 overhead squats.
Yes, 95, 65.
So you're looking at 75 overhead squats.
Yep.
And a mile and a quarter of running.
Yep, 400-meter run, 15 squats.
Yes.
Overhead
so
squats.
the main thing that I look at when I look at Nancy is the demand of the overhead squat. It is, of all the barbell movements, the most demanding in terms of flexibility, mobility, stability, all of these things. Very difficult movement to do in and of itself. Eat and then for 75 reps and then do them quickly in a workout. Lots of layers to that. So my first thing would be, can you get in an ideal position overhead with a barbell and squat? If not, we're going to do front squats.
So
Yes.
let's say someone can, but they really start to break down when they start getting tired and fatigued. What do you do?
You could start with overhead squats and then go to front squats once you feel that happening, and you will feel that happening specifically with an overhead squat. Or if you're not in an ideal position, I would immediately just have you do front squats instead.
Gotcha, which would be modifying the overhead squats.
Yeah, you're
to
not
a
pulling
front
back the
squat.
reps. You're not doing less. You're just doing different.
Gotcha.
Yes.
What is the average time or time cap for Nancy?
I want to say it's like 15 minutes
15
or
or
less.
20 minutes,
I don't
something
know.
like that?
Something like that.
I mean, if you do the math, if it's 5 rounds, 15 minutes would be 3 minutes a
Oh,
round.
it would be more than 15 because, the average 400 is about 2 minutes, and that's average 2.5 minutes. So, yeah, you're looking, it's a long
Probably
one.
18, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
which is different than a sub 8 minute Fran, which is
Absolutely.
different than a 3 to 5 minute interval workout, which is Barbara.
Yes.
And then you have Nancy, which is very lower body because your legs don't get a break between squatting and running, but then you also need the core and the overhead
Yes.
for your overhead squat. So it's a full body, and you really don't get a break breathing with the lungs.
No.
That workout really, if you can get into an ideal overhead squat, I think the workout is make it or break it on the run. Like
Absolutely.
if you can
It is for
push
me,
the
it
run,
is, yeah.
if you can maintain those overhead squats. But if the overhead squats are somewhat of an issue, then that's going to be your main focus. Jill, any other thoughts on stimulus that you wanted to hit?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say if you're in class and you don't know what the stimulus is, ask the coach.
Right.
Ask the coach. Many, many times we'll explain it and we'll say, hey, I want you to choose a weight on the bar today that will allow you to go unbroken on these shoulder to overhead so you can go straight into your lunges.
That's
So
great.
you can kind of know where you should be with the workout. And then also know sometimes the workouts, you're meant to be capped in some of them. It's supposed to be a tight cap. You're supposed to get as far as you can. And then there are days where we really want you coming in under that time cap and making sure you reach the proper stimulus. So,
Jill, as we close, I want to hear your thoughts, and I'll kind of conclude this too, on why do we do stuff differently every single time? Like, why are there different stimuluses, different workouts? It's never the same. What is the method behind the madness, behind the variety, not variability,
constantly
the variety.
Varied,
yeah,
high intensity.
Why do
movement,
we do that?
We do that so the body doesn't get bored, so that it is constantly having to adapt to something different every day. That is the magic of why CrossFit is so effective at helping people reach peak performance and fitness and to reach their best version of themselves. It's not in what the movements are, it's in the variety of the movements, and that they are functional, but the variety every day. It keeps it fun.
Yeah.
It mixes it up. I like to compare it to marathon training. You're pounding the pavement for hours every day. That is monostructural. That is, your body is very used to what it's doing, and you're never confusing your body. Every day we're in here, we're doing something different. One day it's push-ups and pull-ups. The next day it's heavy back squats. We are constantly confusing the body, and that's how it grows and progresses, and it adapts to the different movements. Yeah.
I think that's well said. It's literally in the definition of CrossFit, constantly varied function movements performed at high intensity.
Yes.
That variability is getting every slice of the fitness pie of what I like to say. That we don't – I came from a more sports-specific hypertrophy bodybuilding type training that you're going to blast muscle groups until you can't move them the next day, give them 24 hours, then come back the next day, where that intensity is almost the same because you're doing 4 sets of 10 or every single time, and you are doing specific muscle groups. Where here, we're looking at distances, we're looking at loads, we're looking at different versions of like movement combinations, we're looking at push-pull, we're looking at squat, we're looking at hinge, like a lot of different things. But like you said, that gives the body a chance to adapt to everything, because we want to best help you outside of the gym, not just in the gym, but outside of the gym. And we don't know what life's going to throw our way. Whether you need to lift something heavy, you're moving, whether you need to go long distance and run with your kid in cross-country practice, or you need to, I don't know, weed your garden, whatever that is. Pick up the sofa. That the CrossFit methodology is used to really help you tackle whatever life throws your way, which I think is this is just kind of getting into the weeds a little bit in this conversation.
And I think one other really good point to make about, scaling, modifying, and things of that nature is that those things are in place so that you can do this for the long haul. So our approach is very longevity focused.
Yes.
We want people to be able to walk through these doors forever and for the rest of their lives. And using, modifying, and scaling for the workouts is absolutely the way to stick with it long term. Because there's, after I rolled my ankle, I could have said, I'm just not going to go to the gym tomorrow because my ankle hurts.
Yeah.
It didn't really hurt. It was sore. But I said, no, that's, my life and who I am. I'm an exerciser. It's part of my identity is who I am and my lifestyle. I'm going in. I'm just going to change it so that my ankle doesn't hurt when I do it.
That's good.
So, yeah.
So, Jill, as we finish this conversation, I think this was, you said everything eloquently, concisely, clearly.
I hope it's clear for everybody. Yeah.
I would say the last minute takeaway is if you have any questions, just ask your coach.
Always.
That's what we're here for.
Man, we have a amazing staff of coaches with lots of years of experience, and we can help you. If you don't know how to modify or scale or what the stimulus is, ask. That's what we're here for.
And that's part of the bundle on why the value of a gym like this is so high, because you're not just coming for quote unquote the CrossFit workouts, but you're getting guidance, you're getting coaching, you're getting answers to your questions on when you wonder and when you wander. You don't just have to do that in the gym by yourself, but we equip every single person, every single class with a coach to say, hey, this is what I want to see. I want you to go fast and quick and Fran. I want you to try to maintain an interval in Barbara, or I want you to push the run on Nancy, because that's the stimulus and that's ultimately what's going to help you go further faster.
Absolutely.
So ask your coach, use them. We're here for you. We're in your corner. That's my final takeaway.
That's why we're here.
Jill, one final non-related banger of a question.
Oh, boy.
Didn't see this until right now because I have a huge list of them.
Boy.
It's actually pretty fun that I've never thought of. But
okay.
It says, what product or service could you easily and happily represent as their national spokesperson because you love it so much? That's a good question. Something you have, something you enjoy.
I love it so much that I would be the national spokesperson for this product.
Thousands of people, you're going up like, I don't even need to prepare. I can literally speak 5 minutes just on my personal experience of why this product or service is so awesome. You're like, Coming Strength and Fitness.
I mean, aside from the gym, I mean, obviously that's what I am a spokesperson for.
You're a walking billboard.
It's a really tight race between Lululemon and Jif peanut butter. I thoroughly
very
enjoy
close
both.
products,
Both
very similar products.
Both are very important to me. Also, coffee. So it'd be hard, but national spokesperson, I mean, I'm going to go with peanut butter.
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
I mean, I've been begging them to sponsor us for so long.
There have been a multitude of episodes that
Yeah.
you have asked them to sponsor. So if anyone has any peanut butter connections, please DM me.
Yeah.
And I'll get you in contact with Jill.
Yeah.
'Cause she's a highly sought after spokesperson.
Yes, for sure.
For other peanut butter brands.
Well, what's yours?
The first one I thought of was my $14.99 silk eye mask.
I knew it was going to be your eye mask. I
I
knew
wear
it.
every night. You knew. It's also the answer to my question on what product under $100 has most changed your life. Because I believe that sleep trumps everything, that sleep is an answer to problems, that sleep sustains you, sleep helps you recover, sleep makes me feel better, that we spend a third of our lives in there.
Yeah.
And that if this thing called I don't even know what brand it is, but it's a beautiful eye mask that just helps me sleep.
It's a beautiful eye mask. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think most people know that their bodies change and their muscles grow and repair during rest and sleep versus when they're actually working out?
I would say not everybody.
That's why sleep is so darn important
That's right.
to performance and recovery and any kind of physical change you want with your body. That's when it happens.
That's right.
And if you're not getting enough, then maybe you're not getting the most result out of the things you're doing.
Maybe you're eating too much peanut butter.
Maybe you're eating too many
No,
Lucky
that's
Charms. I
impossible.
don't know. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's a spoonful of peanut butter dipped in Lucky Charms. I don't know.
With Honey O's.
And then I go to sleep, so I feel like it's fine.
You just sleep on your food coma.
Yes.
Everyone, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any further specific questions on whether you have a nagging injury, a question about something you want to perform or RX or whatever that is, please reach out to your coach, reach out to us. Even if you're not even part of the gym, we'd love to connect with you and just help you in your health and fitness journey, because that's what we're here for. So CSNF members and everyone listening, we thank you so much. Jill, thanks for your wisdom, your experience, your guidance, all that stuff. And we will see you on the next episode
Thanks,
of FitCast.
guys.
See ya.
Thank you for joining us today, friends. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and gained a greater understanding of the mission and vision of the CSNF community. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram under Coming Strength and Fitness, or hit us up on comingstrengthandfitness.com. See you next time.